Well,
I see y'all.
welcome inside the. Actually, welcome to the Justice Broadcasting Network. As we were talking now, getting all flustered here, Coach. We get sitting there. We got the UK ball game going on, and get just wrapped up a team meeting. Well, welcome to the Justice Broadcasting Network. As our adventures bring us to the UPIKE women's golf team and Coach Nelson Scott. And Coach, I tell you what, just it's the first time I've been inside the locker room and this facility. Absolutely amazing, Coach.
It's so much better than what we originally started out with, Gary. It's been a process. It's been a long process, but when I first took over the program, first thing I wanted to do was find a place where the girls could and the men both hit balls inside and practice inside. Well, we didn't have access to Green Meadows at that time, which is a local private 9-hole course. So we ended up working it out to where we had access to the course. So after we got access to the course, I worked a deal out with the golf course, that if they would build me a building, I would supply all the inside stuff. So they went and built a 20 by 50 enclosure inside the cart barn, and it's still there today. So we started using that, and it was really not what we needed, because it was mainly getting used by the members more than it was us. So when I met with Kelly, uh, I found out that a lot of the teams were coming down here to this building,
The Sportsplex.
the Sportsplex. So I called Kelly and I said, Kelly, I said, is there a possibility we could, move the golf team down to the Sportsplex? And his reply was, well, where are you at? And I said, I'm in town. He said, can you make me down there in 10 minutes? So I made him down here in 10 minutes, and he's got a clipboard and a ruler, and he's like, how much space do you need?
It's
So
amazing.
we measured it out, and from that point, I mean, I've designed it.
It's amazing, Coach.
Uh, we got 2 launch monitors, a putting green. We only had 1 launch monitor down there, so we've upgraded. We've got more stuff. We incorporated lockers down here. We've got tables where the girls can come and hang out, do their homework. So 2 or 3 of them will be practicing. 2 or 3 of them be sitting there doing homework. So it's just been a blessing to be able to have our own place.
Now, when you say building, Nelson, that's a so this used to be a retail facility, so it's a large building.
Yes.
And this is when you talk about taking over. Not only you have this is shows the commitment of Kelly Wells, the former AD, who, with your help, kind of got
Yep.
all this sparked. The use of this building is amazing. So you have men's and women's golf teams in here, archery's in here. There's bowling
Bowling,
alleys, and then you have wrestling in
wrestling.
here. And there's so many students. When I walked in, get everything set up as far as the cameras, and they had students everywhere. You had wrestling going on, you had archery going on, you had a practice going on here. I heard bowling going on. Absolutely amazing. Students first, Coach.
And we've also got our own trainer down here, a physical trainer. So when you walk through the door out here, you've got all this area where you got weights. So the kids are working out. They've got a physical trainer down here that works with them. So we didn't have that when we started either, because we just had one person and they were on campus. But now we've got two, and one of them stays down here.
Absolutely amazing. Just blown away,
Yeah.
Coach. And it shows that your vision for what you wanted. I mean, it started off as far as the growth of the sport of golf, and there's a challenge when you're in a section of the country where it has all 4 seasons,
Yep.
and you play essentially. I mean, you're every tournament's outdoors. I mean, you got to find a
It,
place to practice during wintertime, Coach.
it's year round, and teams down south and teams out west have an advantage on us because they're playing and practicing in conditions and times when we can't.
But something I've always admired about you, you're not a bellyacre, as my mama would say. You're a problem solver. It's like, you know what, we got to find some way to get the practice in, attract a certain level of golfer to be able to get to where we want to be. And coach, right now, number 14 in the country, the highest ranking ever in
Ever.
program history. What's that mean? This is your 15th season leading this program, coach.
Yeah,
Number 14 in the country.
that's pretty big.
What's that mean to you?
That's pretty big. I mean, it's a goal that we've always had, but we've never been able to attain it. I've always had, when you put a team together, you've got to have 5 solid starters. You can't have four or you can't have three and then two that are mediocre. You got to have five really good players because what happened last year, we had basically four good players and we had and we dropped off a little bit. You got to have that fifth position to carry the weight when somebody else has a bad day.
Uh,
And
And
you
then
know now we've got to a point where we're all five players are solid.
Coach, I mean, you've talked to me just when we played golf together, just about the importance of the entire roster, not just the first five. You got to have even more past that in order to push that. The
Yep.
five who may be traveling, you got to have more to push, and also something that I've noticed what you do too, Coach, when you host several tournaments here at Stonecrest Golf Course in Prestonsburg, and you play. I mean, you enter several teams, so you have everybody has an opportunity to compete in a
Yep.
tournament, Coach.
Yep.
Talk about that importance to you.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention too is this is the first year actually that we have. I've got to a point where we've got seven players that actually compete. In the past, we've had four players, five players. I've actually got seven players now, and actually, I take those other two players to tournaments, and they play as individuals. So they've got to be ready, and it's what I told them tonight. If somebody gets hurt in the top five, they've got to be ready to fill that void. They got to be just because they're playing as an individual or they don't get to go to a tournament, don't mean that they can't quit practicing and getting prepared and being ready to come in because you never know when that moment's going to happen.
Coach, as far as we're sitting here and they're seeing on the TV screen, there are all kinds of trophies here, and just Coach of the Year, you've been honored that, and then I've been see something that's a theme here. Academic Team of the Year, 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 the National Academic Team of the Year 2 years in a row.
Back to back number one team in the country, academically.
So, Coach, talk. I mean, you're number 14 in the country, so you haven't sacrificed academics.
Nope.
And you got the highest program rating of ever, number 14 in the country. Now you had a team meeting before we got started here where you had the number one team in the country is calling you, wanting you to come play in their tournament, and you're talking to your team, hey, this is going to be during spring break, this is what was going on. And this is an invite-only tournament. But,
Yep.
Coach, you haven't sacrificed academics. How have you done that?
Well, early on, I realized that the kids that come here, they're here, number one, to get education. And I tell all my recruits, it's school first, golf too. We're going to make the golf work out, but you're going to do what you have to do in the classroom. And that's the most important thing to me after 4 years that you walk up on stage and get your degree and move on and be successful.
But it's more than words. I mean, you put it to action. My mama always taught me behavior is a language. But you talk about how you put that in action, though, Coach.
Well, I mean, you just have to keep up with the players, know where they're at, know that they're going to class. And really, I've not had issues with my players as far as grades. I mean, I stress the importance, but they do the work. I mean, I've had biology majors. I've got girls that are doctors now. I've got girls in optometry that are eye doctors. And they came here specifically for that, and they graduated with a 3.9, 4.0 in a biology degree. I mean, and play golf. That's amazing.
Coach, 15 seasons. You're the second longest tenured coach behind Coach Robert Staggs on campus. Where did that passion for coaching come for Nelson Scott?
Well, I just love the game, and I love to be able to share my story with students, teach them the right way to go. Hopefully, I'll have an impact in their life when they graduate, knowing that I've taught them the right thing. Honesty, integrity, how to be a good person, and how to treat others with respect.
Something, Coach, that I've had the privilege of when I worked in admissions, doing some recruiting trips with you, and meeting with some families, and seeing the things like the pictures on social media that when you tell a family that you're going to take care of their daughter to the best of their ability, as long as they do their job, you're going to take care of them. But, Coach, I mean, you're making sure people are fed and you bring them to your house. I mean, you're loving on these players. I mean,
It's a big responsibility.
But you take it seriously, and it's amazing, Coach.
Well, you have to do it. I mean, if you sign up for it, That's the job, and you know that ahead of time. So you might as well do it. I mean, and now it's getting a little bit more on me because I'm bringing international players in. I've got 4 international players on the team right now, 2 twins from Canada and two sisters from South Africa. I mean, so and they have done amazing as far as classwork and on the golf course as well.
So, Coach, you preseason, I believe you was looking at some stats before we got started here. I believe you come in maybe before the fall, either 18th or 19th,
Yeah.
and you jump 4 or 5 spots even already in this semester. What's the plan to continue and climb? How do you continue climbing the rankings, Coach?
Well, you have to play in good tournaments with good competition, and you have to play well. I mean, you can't go and lay an egg. I mean, and just like this fall, we have played a very tough schedule. We started off in Indiana, played at Purdue's course, very hard course. We came in third out of 8 teams there, beat University of Cumberland's, it's ranked 11th. Uh, so, and actually, I had a freshman, Kiera Halroyd, her younger sister of Taylor. She comes to the tournament. I've got her playing as an individual because she gets here late. Went through qualifying. She didn't qualify well. She had some things going on. First college tournament, she has 7 birdies and an eagle.
That's pretty good, isn't it, Coach?
Well,
I mean, that's the substandard for your golf game. That's pretty good for somebody else, though.
that's way above my golf game too, Gary. But you know, from that point on, she shoot 73, shot 31 on one side. So, and me and my assistant coach Boo, we talked about it. If a player can play that course and shoot that score, she can play.
Play a little golf.
So she moved up. I moved her up into the top 5 the next tournament, and we've not looked back.
So, Coach, you talked about we're going to be speaking with Boo Newsom, your assistant coach, and you talk about just an amazing career that she had as a player here. Just
Hall of Famer.
I mean, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many All Americans we had. She was one of them as far as on the golf team.
She's
And
the only one.
and the only
Yeah.
well deserved, and I
Yeah.
think it was third team, and that was 2 teams too low,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But talk about her impact she has with you in this program, Coach.
Oh, she's the glue that keeps everything together. I mean, when we travel and she's a great organizer. You know, we get in tournaments and we start playing bad and you know, I get kind of a little bit bent sideways and she's like, "Hey, it's okay. They're going to be okay." You know, and so she keeps me mentally focused to where, you know, it's going to be okay. And but she does a great job planning everything, helping me plan when we go on tournaments. She can relate to the girls, they can relate with her. Good conversation back and forth. So, and it helps me a lot too when we go to tournaments. She can be with 1 or 2 players, and I can be with 1 or 2. You know, we can both be out on the course at different places. Whereas if I'm the only person there, I can only show one player attention.
Coach, jumping to a little on the fashion side of things, you're known around this part of the country to have a your fashion style is amazing. Now, where did you come up with these on? I mean, you show up for a tournament, you got on some your polos, or Nelson Scott is in the house.
Well, I mean, you know, you got to make a name, and you got to be seen. And you know, I like being flashy, and I like being, you know, people say, "Hey, look at that guy right there." So,
Coach, and I see it as a different way. Also, I mean, you if anybody knows you, you're a very fun loving guy and somebody who likes to do things. I think it really keeps your players loose because they know that you're laughing, you're joking, you're serious when they're in the tournament. Don't get me wrong, you're serious, but when it comes like you'll crack a joke with somebody, you'll get everybody kind of take a deep breath. And that's when I see Nelson Scott at the golf course, and he may be having on the loud polo. I'm like, you know what, this guy, Coach Scott, just trying to make somebody feel a little more comfortable.
well, it's all about having fun. I mean, you gotta have fun with people, but you gotta know when it's time to get serious. And for the most part, in the most part of my life, I've enjoyed life. I've had fun, and I like for other people to have fun. So, if I can contribute to that and help them, I'm going to do it.
So, Coach, we're sitting here. You have a page full of notes here, and I definitely don't want to miss anything here because I know you're very proud of this program, and
Yeah,
you've the career leader as far as program history, as far as the number of wins, 28 career wins, and um,
that's a pretty good accomplishment. Going back, looking back, I mean, the first couple of years we didn't win anything. Maybe the first 3 years, I mean, we might have had one win, but it's all, the program has gotten better and better and better, and you got to take steps and to progress, and it all starts with getting good players in here, and we've got to a point now to where everybody knows who we are, we're recognized, and we just got to continue to keep that train on the tracks and keep it going, but it's not going to be easy, but I mean, we've been really fortunate enough to play in a conference where it's competitive. Mid South, when we left Mid South, it was competitive too. But you know, our goal was to move up in conference. Well, this last conference term, we came in second. We're ahead of Milligan, we're ahead of Truett. Uh, Last year, we were fourth team in conference, so we moved up there. Our next goal is essentially going to be beating Scat Atlanta.
you always told me you have to punch up if you're gonna climb the ladder. You got to punch up. You can't
Yep.
be punching down.
Yep.
Somebody ranking below you. And I heard you had an opportunity to listen to you talk to your team. It's like, hey guys, if we're gonna move up the rankings, we got to play in these other tournaments. We got to be able to keep on getting notes on that national stage. And every one of your players, without a doubt, they said, "Hey, sign me up." And that's encouraging, Coach.
Well, when I started, it was to me it was basically about give girls a good experience, go play in tournaments where you can be competitive, and bring back a trophy. We did that. Well, next goal is national tournament. Okay, we've never been nowhere close to being in a national tournament. Last year we missed it by one spot. One individual girl won a tournament as an individual, and that knocked us out of going to the national tournament. A lot of coaches already was congratulating us, thinking we were going. So I think that put a little bit of drive and a little bit of momentum into the girls this year too. Uh, and if we stay where we're at or drop a spot or two, we're going to get a bid for the national tournament.
It is, Coach, what you built here. Not only the successes on the course and you being recognized nationally, getting number 14 in the entire country. But Coach, I've been really impressed again when I start seeing academic team awards and the national awards with the highest grade point average in NAI women's collegiate golf 2 years in a row.
You know what those grade point averages were?
I have an idea, but I'm afraid I want to say the wrong number. So please tell us.
3.83 the first year.
Hey, hang on. I want to put you on the close-up camera. Say it one more time.
3.83 was the first year we got the national award for the number one
team GPA.
team GPA with 12 players. 3.83. Second year, I'm thinking, how do we beat that? 3.9.
Coach, I mean, in quick math, out of 12 players, that only has to be probably one or two Bs
Yeah.
throughout
Yeah.
12 players.
That means they're getting it done in the classroom. I mean, and the thing about it now is it's so enjoyable to be able to go to tournaments, get out of the van, and you got players that know what's expected. I mean, I don't have to say a word to them. They get out, they get their stuff, they head to the driving range, they head to the putting green. Uh, it's pretty well we've got to a point where all the players now know what to expect and they do it.
Well, you've laid the foundation, Coach, here as far as they know the expectation of what we're going to do in the classroom, on the course, how we're going to conduct ourselves. And man, Coach, 14 in the country, I'm looking forward to the spring season, see if we can climb the ladder even a little bit more, Coach.
Well, we just have to play good.
I've played
We
good.
have to beat teams. We can't go and lay eggs.
Well, Coach, this is my closing question for you. Are there anything that you want to cover that we haven't covered
No,
this evening.
we pretty well covered it all. I mean, I'm going to turn it over to my assistant coach. It's been a great help as well, and
Is it the person you said holds she's the glue to everything, right?
she keeps us all together. I hope so.
That's awesome. Coach Nelson Scott, we appreciate your time. We'll send it back for a quick
Thank you,
break, and we'll
Gary.
come back and we'll have the assistant coach, Boo Newsom. You watching the Justice Broadcasting Network with Coach Nelson Scott, the UPIKE women's golf coach.
Golly, that was so.
Welcome back inside welcome back to Justice Broadcasting Network. Now joined by Boo Newsom, the assistant coach of the women's golf team. And well, Boo, first of all, I want to. Well, Coach Scott was giving you a lot of praises about being the glue that holds this program together. So what's the? There's so many things, so many different directions I want to go with you. Let's stick with the coaching, then we'll work our way backwards. What made you want to stay involved with the University of Pikeville golf team, Boo?
First, thank you for having us on. It's awesome that you do this for all the sports. Um, Coach gives me a lot of praise, but he's more like a mentor and a second father. So, I mean, when you're treated so good and the program's on its way up, why would you want to leave? I had 5 years of eligibility, thankfully, for the COVID year. So, I knew I wanted to stay around as long as I could. And I'm from a coach's family. So my mother was a basketball coach. She still is. So I've been around it my whole life, and I wanted to see that side of it. And I couldn't really come to terms with giving up golf. We're a basketball family, and when I found golf, I thought I would play it competitively forever. It felt like. So for me to go on the other side of it, it was kind of different at first, but now I really enjoy it, and it can be exciting, especially when you got a really good team to follow.
You know, Booth, something going back to we're going to go way back. So being from Martin County, I don't know, did you go, was it Sheldon Clark High School at all?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I graduated from John Clark.
So in Martin County, there's not a golf course, I don't believe, in the county.
No golf course, no driving range, no putting green.
Yeah, so that's something that you've really had to sit there and figure out a way to elevate your game. And Boo, you talk about elevating your game, you did. You know, the records you set in high school, and then you got to college, it kept on getting higher and higher. The only All-American in program history. And all those accolades. I mean, how'd you do it?
Well, I grew up in a basketball family, like I said. I got a late start to golf.
And, real quick, you talk about a basketball family. You talk about your mother. You know, when you say somebody in the Hall of Fame, they might as well just change her name to Hall of Fame. 'Cause, yeah, she's been in as a player, as a coach, different levels. I mean, when you say a basketball family.
Yes.
So continue, please.
Runs deep in the blood. She set the standard for us on how to work hard and set your goals and achieve things. If you weren't trying your hardest, then you weren't doing your best. If we were going to do something, we were going to do it 100%. So my sister kind of followed with that. She played college basketball, and then she graduated, and Mom wanted to take a step back from coaching, and I said, I really don't know how to be around basketball without my family. So I picked up a golf club, and there we were freshman year. So I kind of got a late start. I was playing around kids that played their entire life. I mean, grew up on a golf course, and here I am in a county that doesn't even have one. Nobody in my family really played, but thankfully I had good parents. They put me in the right position and got me the help I needed. And had great high school coaches, Ronnie and Debbie Evans. Man, they are awesome. They taught me the right way to play the game, and then thankfully I ended up here. So
Well, we're glad you ended up here
yeah,
as well. And your 5 years um, playing here, all the records you set, all conference honor. And actually, I'm gonna pull Nelson's thing back up there. We'll take her go on the screen, and yeah, you'll be able to see it here. But afterwards, you'll say Nelson Scott, but it's got a lot of booze information inside there too. Um, Boo, what I'd like for you to touch on is the 5 years that you're part of, and this is year. I've lost count of my years. Or this year 2, 3? Or what year is this for you coaching?
I think this is year three or f-
Oh,
three or four.
okay, so
It might be three,
yeah, okay, so I've lost track of
maybe 3 or
I
4.
remember
I have two.
I remember Boo Newsom hitting the golf ball. As far as loose, I lost track. That's my old man coming out in me. But so you're, let's say, year 3. You have been a part of this program for 8 years, as a player, as a coach, and the foundation that you've led to help get it to this level that it is at number 14 in the entire country, only a spot out of the national tournament last year. And I know you bleed orange and black.
Yes.
Well, what does that mean to you? Number 14 in the entire country.
It's been a long time coming. It's one of our goals. I said if I could never get there myself, I would really like to go with a team as a coach. So it's always been our goal. They know how much me and Coach want it. He laid the foundation. He kind of built the program. Thankfully, he got me here. So he laid the path work, and then we put in the hard work on the golf course. So finally have a team. I'm finally have a team that can get it done on the course, and of course on the in the classroom.
And it's something, like, again, folks at home, you'll see it says Nelson Scott, but the reason I'm pointing, this is Boo Newsom. She's the assistant coach. The reason I'm pull it up on the screen underneath there, he has a lot of Boo's information as well. I also want to say thank you, as far as you're still coaching here. You're teaching at Martin County High School. We talked about this before you come on air. It's not like you're just driving down the street. It's a 45-minute drive from Martin County for you to get to Pikeville. But this program means so much to you, coaching and serving others and serving these young ladies in the sport of golf means so much that you're willing to drive. The assistant golf coach, as far as salary, it's not like you're doing it for the money.
No.
And you're involved in education. You coach educators. You're not doing it because you're passionate about serving others. I mean, just where does I mean? I'm thank you. I don't know what else to say besides that, because that is a true commitment in order for you to stay involved in this program. What this means.
Yeah, it's something near and dear to my heart. Like to give back, leave it better than I found it, and if I can continue to do that, I will. You touched on financials. That's the first thing my mom taught me is don't go into coaching for the money because it's not there. But it's more of a servant leadership. That's what I've always been taught. It's how my family taught me. So just serving others and spreading the word of God, and what better way to do it than golf? Because I mean, you learn something new every time you go out on the course. So just try to give back and hopefully teach them a little bit about golf, and hopefully help them in life too.
You talked about as far as serving and through being a person of faith. My mama taught me, who had played a huge role in my life. God wants us to seek, serve, forgive, thank, and trust each and every day, and find ways that you can serve others, and through education and coaching, that's the best way to serve somebody.
Yes, the Lord showed me that during COVID. I came to UPIKE for medical school, actually. I was pretty much had everything done. COVID hit, and it really just turned my stomach. Didn't want to be around a hospital or the medical field anymore. So thankfully, I got my COVID year, stayed, and got my master's degree. And Kelly Wells helped me with that. He was amazing in that. And then I played golf for about a year and a half while I went to school online, and it was the best year and a half of my life until it was over, and it was time to really figure out what I wanted to do. And then the Lord led me to education, which it shouldn't have been a far fetch because my family is real big in education, especially mom. But I love it. It's truly, I mean, some people serve in other ways, but I feel like this is what the Lord has called me to do.
And also, Boo, I feel that not only are you involved with Martin County High School and the University of Pikeville, but also you're involved in your community as well. I've seen a lot of things on social media where you're attending different events and you encourage people to come out. And you're telling me at school that you're involved in the yearbook staff and how you're going out and talking to businesses and that type of thing. So definitely, we appreciate you of making our region better. You know, whether it be through education, whether it be through golf, whether just through service. So again, from everybody from the communities of Eastern Kentucky State, we want to say thank you as well.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Well, so Boo Newsom, any closing thing you want to leave out to Bear Nation there, Boo?
Well, hopefully you'll see us in the spring at in Michigan at the national tournament. Hopefully I'll finally get my NAIA national tournament shirt. So that'd be awesome.
And you'll wear it proudly too, won't you?
Yes, it'll be a long time coming. Let's hope we get there.
So, folks, stay with us. We have 5 interviews coming up with 5 outstanding young ladies. I'm not sure who's going to be the first up in the hot seat, but stay with us. You're watching the Justice Broadcasting Network, UPIKE Women's Golf. Welcome back inside the UPIKE Women's Golf locker room. Gary Justice, our first one up in the hot seat, Miss Renee Crooks. Renee, thank you very much for your time this evening.
Thank you for having me.
So, Renee, your senior year, man, time has went by quickly. At least for me, it's went by quickly. So, tell us about your time at the University of Pikeville.
Honestly, it went by really quickly. Like after the freshman year, it just like that, and I'm a senior right now. And honestly, all these great memories with my friends and with my family. I just can't imagine a different life if I wasn't at UPIKE.
So, Renee, you're from Toronto, Ontario. I mean, did I say it right? Toronto, Ontario, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, how big of a decision was it for you to come that far from home? Because I can't remember exactly. I don't think you had a lot of schools, and on your recruiting visit, you came down. You could visit some schools in Michigan and that type of thing. How far? First of all, how far is it from Toronto to Pikeville? How far is it?
Well, without stopping, it's an 8-hour drive, but
Okay.
usually it's 10 hours.
10 hours. So, was you concerned with the distance of 10 hours?
Honestly, no. Like for traveling for golf tournaments, it's going to be usually 3-hour drive. So I love riding in a car, being like a passenger princess. So it's pretty good. Like 10 hours, I love it.
So you mentioned about being the passenger princess. So of course you have a twin sister on the team as well too.
Yes.
So are they some challenge on who can be the passenger princess though?
Always,
Always?
always.
Okay.
Like we always split the drive. If I drive there, she drives back. So it's like equal.
Uh, So you've had a very historic career here at the University of Pikeville, and you'll see on the screen here, conference golfer of the week several times, 8 tournament wins. What made you get started in the sport of golf?
It was my dad. He honestly inspired my sister and I. He took us to a driving range when we were younger in middle school, and we were just like aimlessly hitting balls just for the fun of it. But it honestly switched when we were in high school. He took us to an LPGA event, and it was love at first sight. We were like, oh my God, this is the sport we want to do because we actually used to play varsity basketball, but we switched up to golf, and that was basically how it started.
As far as your public speaking, you're absolutely amazing with
Oh,
public
thank
speaking.
you.
And I know you've been featured in a lot of the UPIKE magazine. I know they have a lot of, I think the admission staff maybe they'll even ask you to maybe give some tours and that type of thing. So how did you get so comfortable with public speaking? This is amazing to me.
I would say from taking the public speaking class and also the business communications class, that was really a step up of my public speaking experience and just like building more confidence to that, where I'm able to like practice new skills on how to like speak to an audience or speak to even a stranger, like coming up with these topics like, oh, we might not have similarities, but you just need to find just like one common interest, and that's where it just starts. And you just have to be more comfortable with yourself, and if you're comfortable with yourself, you can be comfortable with around others.
Well, so Renee, tell everybody in Bear Nation what is the plan regarding what's your major?
Business administration and accounting.
So what's the plans after graduation for you?
Well, after graduating, I plan to pursue a MBA degree and also to step into a role of a sports marketing in the sports marketing industry because right now I'm currently working at the marketing and communications office at the University of Pikeville. So I want to use my experience as a digital creator and also a marketing coordinator to just expand the reach of sports organizations that tap into the local organizations or even global organizations so I can use my skills and just increase that in the marketing industry.
You know now the world is so it's the social media is that
Mhm.
it's kind of like it's the free media. Well, it's not free, you know, definitely different things you got to do, but that's how people get in contact with each other, right? And
Mhm.
you talk about the marketing side of things, and um, there it's definitely a skill that's needed in a lot of different areas, and people be seeking that. I mean, all levels too, colleges, professional teams, lower level professional teams, the highest levels. Well, so what is if you can take the magic ball, shake it up, and pull out the dream job? What is your dream job?
I want to work for like a local organization that targets sports youth because honestly, from just experiencing how just a sport can impact how I see things in life, like just like meeting different people from just playing golf really opened my eyes to like a world of possibilities. And that's how I like realized how much I love sports and also marketing. So that was able to combine my interests, and that's basically my dream goal and career.
What's been your favorite class on campus?
I would say business communications with Professor Dotson. She is such an amazing teacher where she was able to build my confidence as a public speaker and to learn different techniques of how to present a product or a service.
That is awesome. So Renee, this will be my closing question for you, and you're gonna have a camera that's pointed at you right here. I'm gonna have this zoomed in on you. Yeah, if you can leave Bear Nation with one Renee Crooks memory or favorite thing, whether it be a Coach Nelson Scott memory, what can you leave Bear Nation with for Renee Crooks?
I would say a favorite memory of mine would be just practicing with my girls. Like on the golf course, that's where I learned more about their personality. That's where we bonded and were able to learn how to work as a team, how to learn more about ourselves. And that's what I would say is my favorite memory of all.
Well, you're definitely a team first person, and that doesn't surprise me that you respond that way. So it definitely just you've been fun to watch the first 3 years, the first 3.5 years, and we're looking forward to a great spring season as
Thank
well
you.
too. So, guys, Miss Renee Crooks, future sports marketing professional in the house as well too. So I'm not sure who's gonna be next up in the hot seat, but you're watching the Justice Broadcasting Network, the University of Pikeville Women's Golf Show. Welcome back inside the locker room here at the University of Pikeville women's golf team. Next up is Miss Carly Crooks. Carly, thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you for having me.
So, Carly, we just had your sister Renee on. I tell you, you guys have been such a tandem and have helped build this foundation. I know with Boo, what she did her 5 years of playing at the University of Pikeville, then you and Renee's come in and really helped take this program to number 14 in the entire country. What does that mean to you, Miss Carly?
Just another, well, a big accomplishment in our golf career, and honestly, we couldn't have done it without everybody on the team. It's just a lot of teamwork and just growth as a team together.
So, question for you as far as academics. The entire team is very focused when it comes to academics, and you're one of the tops. What's your major and what's your plans after graduation?
I'm majoring in biomedical sciences, and I'm interested in dentistry after.
Now, so I kind of knew this already. So, where did you get this interest in becoming a dentist?
Honestly, I met a retired dentist on my home golf course, and after having a conversation with him, I was like, maybe I should check out that field because at in high school I wasn't really sure where or which profession I really wanted to do, and I knew I was interested in the healthcare field, but not exactly sure which way to go at it. So I decided to shadow at my home dentist, and I actually saw the behind the scenes and learned to love the profession.
So, Carly, as far as anybody in the family in the healthcare profession, as far as your family?
No.
No, so it's just something literally you developed, you want to help people, and you're playing golf and you ran into somebody, you started going into shadowing, and definitely, I mean, that's commend you. It's like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to go try to find out more about it and what skills do I need, and I mean, what a perfect place come to a small school where you get a great education, and now the Tanner School of Dentistry.
Definitely.
So talk about let's jump into Nelson Scott a little bit, and it's funny because he's looking at you right now, because he's gonna make sure everybody's saying the right word. I'm just teasing. But talk about Coach Scott. What's it been like to you? Because I know the recruitment of you and Renee, it was a 2 to 3 year process. It was several visits. I remember meeting you and Renee and your dad coming down and Coach Scott talking with you guys. Talk about Coach Nelson Scott. What's he mean to you?
He's been more than a coach. He's just um been there for whenever we need him to be, and he's gone above and beyond for whatever we needed. Besides, outside of golf, it's like, for example, if we needed um any like
Any
how to say-
resources needed, right?
yeah, basically, yeah. There's so many examples
Yeah.
that was rushing to my head.
Yeah. So let's and he's phenomenal. I mean, Coach Scott's a good buddy of mine. I like to give him a hard time. I know he was very excited when you and Renee decided to come to the University of Pikeville. And I know you can't see this, but on the screen here, Carly, I do have you've been twice. You've been named Conference Golfer of the Week, and also you've had 3 tournament wins during your time. You've been named All Conference. What's your favorite memory as a Bear?
As a bear, it would be honestly exploring more of Pikeville. Recently, me and my friends went horse riding, and it was just on Bob Amos. I actually didn't know we could do that, and it was my first time horse riding, so it was really another or new experience that for me in my life. And we were going up the mountain, and I could actually like control, not really control, but more lead the horse of where I wanted to go, and it was really new but exciting.
You talk about the horseback riding, and especially riding in Bob Amos and through the hills, how peaceful that is, and truly like the horseback riding, you're working with the horse and this energy, and it's even though we're thinking we're leading the horse, actually the horse is leading us, right? And
Yeah.
my wife is very active in autism awareness, and my youngest son Blake, he's on the autism spectrum. There's actually a lot of therapy associated with horseback riding as well, just because that synergy with it. So I'm glad. My long story short, I'm glad you had the opportunity to experience that as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, Carly, what's your You're on campus. What's your go-to dining spot? What's your favorite place to eat on campus?
On campus, right at the top of my head would be Chick-fil-A,
Okay.
honestly, because we have a bear bug, so I use that most of the time. It's so convenient, and it's not really out of pocket for my money. It's
Right.
just already paid for.
So, what's the go-to order at Chick-fil-A? What are you going with?
Just
Well-
the chicken nuggets,
And just the nuggets? Are you getting any kind of sauce, or are you getting them dry?
the regular Chick-fil-A sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce. Okay. Are you doing the fries on the side as well with, or are you just kind of just a nugget person?
Sometimes if I'm feeling extra hungry, then I would order the fries.
Okay. And are you? So had an opportunity last night. We did I had interviewed a couple of guys on the men's basketball team, and Chick-fil-A was a popular spot they like going to, and they said sometimes they like to substitute their drink for a shake. Are you a milkshake person?
I am, but I don't usually order that with my meal. It's like just a little sweet treat when I'm hungry.
Well, I know you're very disciplined when it comes to your diet, and I've seen you. I've had the pleasure of seeing you and your sister practicing down the Green Meadows golf course. Very serious on the course. Talk about where did that not intensity, but just that focus on the course, even during practice. Where does that come from?
Actually, I was surprised when you said really serious because whenever I practice with my friends, we tend to be less, well, I wouldn't say unfocused, but less serious. It's more chill vibe because we like to play music and everything. But it's like whenever we're standing over the ball, that's when the focus sets in.
Well, now also keep in mind now, Carter, when I say serious, of course I'm going on 52 years old, and my definition of like how for me and my buddies are goofing around the golf course is when I'm looking, you go, whoa, they're really paying attention to what they're doing. But no, you guys have such a great time. You can tell you're having a lot of fun out there as well too. So, Carla, this is my closing thing here. So I'm gonna have a camera. Got the camera pointing at you. I'd love for you to leave with anything you'd like to leave as far as Bear Nation, any type of memory you'd like to leave Carly Crooks to Bear Nation. What would you like to? What would you? Maybe that's kind of it's kind of a loaded, not loaded question, but it's kind of an awful question. Let's do this. Favorite class? What's your favorite class on campus?
Surprisingly, it would be microbiology. In terms of the content, it's a lot heavier for memorization, but the material that we were learning, it was so interesting for me. It kind of just made sense.
And also, Carly, I want to brag on you. When I was working in missions when you guys were coming in as recruits, and it was not too many times when you have a student who come in asking where the study space is on campus, and that just showed how mature you and your sister are, and when you guys are coming in, you're focused. Hey, we have like yourself. I want to become a dentist. I got to be focused. Even in the game of golf, we're going to have some fun, but there are times like when I'm standing on the golf ball, whether they're going to be hitting or putting, I've got to be focused as well too. So we're extremely proud of you. We're so happy that you're a Bear as well, and hopefully, the program number 14 in the country. Hopefully, we keep on climbing that ladder as well too.
Definitely. We're definitely working hard for that too. Thank you.
No doubt. So that's Carly Crooks, one of the seniors here at the University of Pikeville. We'll take another little break. We'll have another senior coming to the hot seat. You're watching the Justice Broadcasting Network, the UPIKE Women's Golf Senior Show. Welcome back inside the women's golf locker room. Miss Lauren Holmes in the hot seat with us. Lauren, graduate student here at the University of Pikeville, from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, Anderson County.
Yes.
Graduate. Now, I'm trying to think of the nickname for Anderson. Is it the Bearcats?
Yeah, the Bearcats.
The Bearcats, awesome. So, and then Lawrenceburg, for folks who may be tuning in for the first time, is that Frankfurt area?
Yeah, it's about 10 miles from Frankfurt and 30 minutes from Lexington as well.
So, Lauren, if when you're back home, what is your go-to spot for dinner?
A restaurant called La Isla. It's a Mexican restaurant, and my family and I have been going there for probably 15 years.
Okay.
It's always great service, really fast, and I've never had a bad meal there.
So, what is the go-to order for Miss Lauren Holmes?
Usually, it's a chicken chimichanga, and that's my favorite.
You know, I can go down a little chimichanga myself at any time. Exactly. So, Lauren, you can't see this, but on the screen here, we talked about your. Got pulled up. You have a tournament win during your time here at the University of Pikeville. Where were you at when you took out the tournament win? I'm not sure what course you was on.
It was Stonecrest. It was a home tournament.
So, talk to us about what did that feel like for you to get that tournament win?
That tournament felt a little bit surreal to win because it's just I played so many tournaments where I've come in like top spots but never first, and to win a tournament felt really good, and it showed me what I could become.
So how did you celebrate?
I remember I celebrated just with the team and my family afterwards. It was really nice, and celebrated with like the trophy,
That's awesome.
getting all that pictures.
So here's my closing question for you, Miss Lauren. Well, what's your major? Of course, I know you're in graduate school and still playing golf, but what is the plans after graduation?
So I'm getting a master's in business administration, and this year I've been working with sports information. So I would like to pursue a career in sports management.
Okay. So what kind of drew you to that type of that major?
Because I've been playing golf for so long, and in the summers I work at a golf course, and this past summer I started giving lessons. So I really like being involved with the sports and being involved in helping people and helping young people get better.
Last question, I promise you this. Favorite club in the bag?
Favorite club? I would say my favorite club is probably my driver
Okay, yeah. There you go.
because usually it's one of my most reliable clubs. I usually hit it far and straight most times, so I really like that. And the feeling of just starting off a hole good is not matched by any other feelings other than draining a long putt.
You know, this Coach Scott always tells me his driver is the fairway finder, is what he's saying. He always teases me there, too. Well, Lauren, thank you very much for your time. I know you said you was a little nervous interview. Hopefully, you had a good time, hopefully.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Awesome. Miss Lauren Holmes, the graduate student at the University of Pikeville. We'll send it back for a quick break. We'll have another person up in the hot seat. Appreciate Miss Lauren Holmes, one of the seniors here, the graduate student for the University of Pikeville golf team. You're watching the Justice Broadcasting Network. Welcome back inside the locker room inside the UPIKE Sports. Say it one more time. Welcome back into the UPIKE Sports. One more time. I tell you what, it's been a long day here. Welcome back inside the UPIKE Sportsplex. We're inside the women's golf locker room. Sophia Sims, one of the we're saying senior because you're graduating early, and you just told me that you're graduating early with. Do you prefer Sophie or Sophia?
Sophia.
Sophia.
Yeah.
So you're graduating early with 3 degrees. It's impressive enough to graduate early, but with 3 degrees, how'd you do this?
Came in freshman year with about 30 credits, and then everything I chose, psychology, criminal justice, and sociology, really blended together. So I was able just to knock everything out at the same time.
So what is, well, we'll jump right into academics here. What is the plans after graduation?
I really would like to work in the mental health field. The Ava Center really stands out to me a lot, working up there. But kind of just anywhere in the mental health field, then eventually going back home and giving the student athletes at the hospital, some sports psychology and to help them out.
This you talk about mental health, definitely a huge player um, in sports, right? Especially sport like you think about golf and how it's an individual sport. Really, somebody can't carry the game or the course, whatever. And it's all individual. What sparked your interest into mental health?
Um, no one really helped me with it. My dad actually mentioned me going somewhere and just talking to someone because I was so overwhelmed and had a lot of stuff going on. And then after that, I was like, how many other individuals are going through it and might need someone like to help them reach out and do that.
So you've seen the benefit yourself, right? And that's when you usually that's what happens. You see the benefit for yourself, and I mean, there are other people who could. But we commend you. You mentioned the Ava Center. That's a special place to my heart as well. My youngest son's on the autism spectrum, and my wife is actually going back to get her master's in psychology, potentially work at the Ava Center. So we commend you there. So I can talk to you all day about mental health. So thank you very much, Sophia. So Fleming County High School to UPIKE Bear. How's that transition been?
It was a rough freshman year, especially the first 3 weeks because have never really been away from home. But now I really don't go home. I love it here. Have two work studies that I do, and just being around UPIKE in general, I love it, and that's why I want to stay and hopefully work at the Ava Center or find a place down here where I can get a good job.
Well, we definitely that is something being in a small community. Uh, we're always looking for doers. When I say we, I'm talking about the community. Always looking for more doers and helpers. And you're definitely when I think of a helper, I think of Sophia Sims. So talk about your route to the University of Pikeville. You talked about you had the 30 hours through dual credit. I'm assuming taking all those classes, basically had your freshman year out of the way for even step on campus. So how did you end up from Fleming County to the University of Pikeville?
Well, kind of really started with golf. I First I was like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I'll just stay at home, commute, go to Moorhead State 'cause it's about 30 minutes. And then I actually had Pikeville last on my list after like all the other places I went and visited. And then I came here and I was like, it's got to move up to like one or two. So I met with Coach Scott, great guy, loved him when I came here and got recruited and stuff. And going home, I told Coach Scott that I would get back with him probably in about 3 weeks. And then that next week I called him. I was like, I'm coming to you, Pike.
Whether you like it or not, I'm coming to you, Pike. But I'm just teasing there because I know he was very excited when you chose the University of Pikeville. Um, Favorite class on campus so far?
Right now is abnormal psychology, my favorite.
Tell us more about it.
So currently we're learning about like personality disorders, schizophrenia, those types of things, and really getting into the DSM-5 TR, and doing a bunch of case studies over people who our professor used to do counseling and all that stuff. So he funds this book with all kinds of case studies we go through and kind of diagnose them, and then he'll tell us right or wrong, kind of just help us out like that.
Well, definitely, it's awesome to have somebody who has that knowledge and a willingness to try to take you to that next level, as far as a student. But Sophia, what you've done as part of you've been part of this program and making it climb number 14 in the country, and you played several different roles on this team. So appreciate you what you've done as well, and also to this is a student at the University of Pikeville, just not a golfer. When I'm thinking, matter of fact, I'm thinking of something. Didn't somebody just have a birthday?
I had a birthday yesterday.
Happy belated birthday!
you.
Yeah, and then also, so are you doing like a student ambassador in the Office of Admissions?
Student ambassador in the Office of Admissions. Yeah.
So now hold on now. So that is something we're going to go down a different route. 'Cause of course, I love admissions. Tell us more about becoming a student ambassador. What drew you to apply for the job?
Well, I did growl as an orientation leader this summer. Went into UPIKE first week, and I was like, what's it gonna hurt to do another work study? Because I'm currently like a first year success leader too, so I help teach the freshmen. I reached out to Cheyenne in the admissions office. She's like, we were just talking about you. I was like, okay. I was like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And she's like, you need to apply. She said, we'll see you tomorrow for an interview. I was like, okay. So I came in and got interviewed, and I've worked there, and I love it.
I couldn't think of anybody be better at that. As far as what the student ambassador is somebody when families come on for tours, you have a current student give a campus tour, right? Kind of show them where the dorm rooms and feeding options. I'm sounding really old there. Dining options, and then also you just have resources that may be needed for the students. And you get from a student perspective, you're able to share with them. So, and then also you talk about growl. That is the summer orientation, getting them ready for their freshman year or their transfer as well. So, I'm sure you can. Again, I go down a long way on this road with admissions, but you talk about your when going from high school to college, first 3 weeks was kind of rough. But now being a growl leader, you're able to, hey, it was rough on me too, and this is how I dealt with it too. It shows me that that you're a giver and you're a server. So definitely, and also with the AVA Center. So proud of you. Man, you're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you very much. So golf question: favorite club in the bag, and why?
Probably my 5-wood. When I first got my Callaway Mavericks, my 5-wood was my favorite club. I recently just got new clubs about a year and a half ago, and the 5-wood has always stayed in the bag. It's never changed, and it's always accurate. So that's what I use most of the time.
So somebody who is not very good at golf. So you're saying I should be hitting clubs that I know will be consistent, is what you're telling me. Okay. So maybe I can lower my golf score by hitting clubs I can hit consistently.
Yeah, if I know that I'm going to pull a club out I'm not confident in, I'm just going to pull that 5-wood out no matter how far I got, and I'm just going to swing it.
Well, so this will be my final question for you, Sophia, because again, I can talk to you all evening. Favorite memory at UPIKE? It could be as a student athlete, maybe as a student ambassador, a crowd leader, first year success advisor. What's your favorite memory?
That's hard. I have a lot of favorite memories.
You can name as many as you want to.
Freshman year, I had a lot of good memories with that golf team we had. We were really, really close. We still are close. But just coming in and being new, they kind of just lead you around and help you and like let you grow and do things on your own. And then if you make a mistake, they're going to correct you about it. But my most recent one was probably doing UPIKE first week. We put in about 50 hours from that Tuesday to that Sunday, and just seeing the enjoyment and the excitement that these new freshmen have. Some of them are scared, some of them are really excited to be there. So we go up to the ones that are scared and try to introduce them to more people and just get them more comfortable to campus. And that's something I love doing. If someone's sitting by themselves doing something, I'm the first person to go over, introduce myself, be like, hey, let's go do this, or let's go to the cafeteria and eat. Just trying to get them more comfortable and not be as scared coming in as a first-time freshman.
I tell you, you're awesome. That's saying, I'm not saying that just because you're sitting across the table from me, but anybody who's willing to serve in that way, you're going to be you're already a success, and you're going to be a success as well too. So, Sophia, thank you very much for your time this evening. I think I have Miss Madeline will be up next for us as well too. So we appreciate you guys. This is the Justice Broadcasting Network. We're inside the UPIKE Sportsplex. Let's try this one. I've struggled with this, Sophia. We're inside the UPIKE Sportsplex. We're inside the UPIKE Women's Golf Locker Room. Miss Madeline Smith will be next up in the hot seat. You up to everything on the Justice Broadcasting Network. Welcome back inside the University of Pikeville Sportsplex as we're inside the women's golf locker room, now joined by Miss Madeline Smith. Madeline, a dual athlete on campus.
Yes.
Talk about the challenges on the golf team and the swimming team. So talk about the challenges.
The biggest challenge is managing my time because, especially this year where I'm student teaching, I'm at the school in the morning, got classes in the afternoon, or I'm at school in the afternoon. Right after that, I'm going to swim practice, and then I still got to make lesson plans when I get back. It's just so hectic.
But that is something that you talked about. The time management part of it. It's real world though, right? I mean,
Yes.
you sitting there, you talking to the kids that you're teaching. You got to be good time managers, but and I'm telling you, I'm living this as well.
Mhm.
So what grade are you teaching?
I'm with sophomores and juniors right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll get you a little closer to you. Don't I'll make sure everybody can hear you as far as that's concerned. So sophomores and juniors.
Mhm.
So now one of the unique things at the University of Pikeville is the student teaching is 2 semesters. Is it still that way?
Yes, it is.
So is this semester 1 or 2 for you student teaching?
This is semester 1.
Okay, so now you'll happen to you like half the day. Is that right? Semester?
Yes. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm in the schools from 8 to 12, and then I have class from 1 to 5. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm in the schools from 12 until they let out.
And then as in semester 2, then you'll actually go the whole day, right? So
Yes.
so you'll be able to attract the students the entire year. So sophomores and juniors, what's been your favorite part of student teaching so far, Miss Madeline?
My favorite part is honestly connecting with the students. The first couple of weeks, I was like, these high schoolers don't want anything to do with me. They think I'm just another person. But recently, like, they've started talking to me. Girls have started complimenting my outfits and everything. And they just want to show me their work now. And it just makes me feel like I'm doing something.
Well, you're definitely doing something. You're creating those relationships and definitely being that example for those young ladies and guys in class. So talk about going from Barton High School, a smaller school, right? It's a
Yes.
single A school. Talk about that journey to the University of Pikeville. How did you become a Bear?
So started my golf career. I quit basketball my freshman year of high school, and I was like, I have to have something that fills my time. So I picked up golf, and then after that, I just was not a natural, I'm gonna say, but I picked it up really easily compared to a lot of my friends who also picked up golf, and I did not want to play golf in college. I wanted to be a marine biologist, and I wanted to go to like Florida, California, the big schools to do that. But then around like my junior year, I was like, I actually don't want this to end. Like, I love golf. I want to keep doing it after high school. So I started looking at colleges closer around. I changed my major to education, and I just started reaching around the different colleges. I looked at UPIKE. I looked at Midway.
Midway, yeah.
And then I looked at just a few colleges actually more south and everything. But UPIKE is what really struck me. Their education program actually looked very good to me, and I was like, this is where I want to go.
Yeah, you talk about the success rate as like on the praxis and that type of thing. UPIKE has always had a great success rate for teachers passing the praxis and being able to teach as well. But also coming from a small school like Bardstown, Tigers, is that right? Bardstown,
Yes.
but the Tigers. But then you come into a small school like UPIKE as far as in college. Was that attractive for you as well?
Yeah. Like I said, I want to go to a lot of bigger schools with like 30,000 students,
Yeah.
40,000. But I'm actually so glad I picked a smaller school because I have made so many great friends. Like, I have made best friends for life here.
Well, you've had quite an impact on campus as well. You know, now not only being a part of the golf team and then the swim team, and I know as with the swim team, I'm not sure what year the swim team is. This year, I don't know if it's a year 5 or 6 of the swim team, but you've been one of the foundational pieces for the swim program. So tell us a little bit more about the swim part of Madeline Smith. How did you get involved with competitive swimming?
So I've been competitively swimming since I was about 5 years old. I took a break from about 5th grade to 8th grade year to focus on basketball. And then, as I said, I did quit basketball. And then my mom actually became the coach for our high school swim team. We were the first ever swim team for Bardstown High School.
Love it.
And then I didn't also, like I said, I also didn't want to swim in college. And then my senior year, I was like, actually, I also want to swim in college. So I reached out to the coach, and we set the interview. And he's like, yes, I want you on a team. And then he ended up quitting, I think.
Yeah.
So then I had no coach, but I'd already signed my letter of intent. So, like, I was coming with no coach. And then, like, first couple months of my freshman year, they were like, we hired a new coach. We had a meeting. Bernie, love her.
Amazing.
And it's just been like that ever since. I love Bernie so much.
So what about as far as your go-to spot on campus regarding food? You have a lot of different dining options on campus now. Of course, got the cafeteria, the UPIKE Caf, City View Cafe, I guess is the proper term. You have the food court with the Chick-fil-A, the food lab. You have Table 99. So you have a lot of different options. If Madeline Smith got plenty of time, of course, you've managed all your time. You got your lesson plan done. You got all your practices done. Where are you going to, and what are you getting?
I'm going to Table 99, and I'm getting the chicken wrap.
Tell us more. Why?
I don't know. My friend Taylor, who's also on the golf team, we go there after practices sometimes, and she said this is so good, you have to try it. But I don't like tortillas or wraps or anything, so I was like, I don't know about this. So, but she let me try some of hers, and I was like, this is really good. And so now I have to get it every single time.
So she sold you on the wrap, and now you're sold.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you getting kind of like do you like a ranch or anything like that?
I like the Table 99 sauce.
They do a good job at Table 99, that's for sure. So Madeline, again, you have one semester to go.
Yes.
What about plans? Where would you like to teach at in the future?
I'd like to stay around here. Any schools around here. I mean, I'm willing to go to West Virginia, but I mean, I'm not gonna be that picky after I graduate. I'll go wherever's hiring and will be willing to take me.
Wherever's paying the bill, right?
Yes.
Well, definitely, Madeline. We're so happy you've been a part of this Bears program. And my closing question for you is a favorite memory. It could be as a student, it could be an athlete, it could be in the classroom. As far as a student teacher, what's your favorite memory as a Bear?
My favorite memory actually is last year I lived in a dorm with 6 people, and we would stay up playing canasta until about 3 in the morning. And it was just all my best friends. I had friends who didn't live in the dorm with us, and just talking and playing until late in the night. We got into screaming matches with each other, but I would not trade it for anything.
Well, Madeline, you're awesome, and that definitely
you.
we're so glad that you're a Bear and what you've done. And I know we still got one more semester with you, but
Yes.
definitely as far as being an alumni, we're already so proud of you, and we
Thank you.
appreciate what you've done to not only on the golf team, but also just helping lay that foundation of the swim team. What you've done with Coach Bernie, and also just the faith that you took. You know, again, when they had a coaching change, where you even got on campus and showing that that willingness and that faith at the University of Pikeville. So we say thank you very much. And also,
you.
awesome. So, guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Now we'll wrap things up here from the UPIKE Sportsplex inside the women's golf locker room. For Madeline Smith, my name is Gary Justice with the Justice Broadcasting Network. Signing off. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And please remember, it's always a great day to be a Bear.